episode is sponsored by Raise Tech, end-to-end IT solutions for your business growth.
Hello, everyone. This is On the Agile Couch, the fourth season. Today, I will be with you, Andrius, and I have a great guest, Germanas. Hello, Germani.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having
Um,
me.
I will try to explain about what we're gonna talk today. Actually, I was some time ago, long time ago, I just noticed it and was involved in this crazy technology as a mainframe. And at that time, I didn't knew anything about this, and after some time, I stepped away from the mainframe and the technology, this technology. But I still remembering this keyword and all of the great times which I had during the time when I was working with this technology. And I thought, okay, there are many popular programming languages, and then just the general technologies, and it's kind of, I guess, kind of easy to find new employees if it's needed, or retain people, or just explain what is this about. But then, if there are these technologies which less popular from the just an eye perspective, because I think still mainframe is quite popular if you already involved in that. So let's talk about these less popular technologies, how to, attract people, how to retain them, what's the motivation, and many other things which we will be managed to talk during this half hour, which we will have. So now, Germanas, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Germanas. I'm been working on the mainframe, I don't know, since probably 2010 or 11. So I have a fair amount of the experience in that, and when I first joined the mainframe area, so I didn't knew anything about it. What the heck is that? What kind of the beast it is, but I think that it's kind of common thing when you are learning something new or joining some new area. For you it looks like a black box that you don't know what you will find in it. But the journey was long, and it's still ongoing, and very glad that I'm working in this area, because there is a lot of things to learn. But in general, probably in all IT, when you talk about IT, the sector is very vibrant. It's constantly changing. New technologies and new ways of doing things are emerging. Whatever it's a mainframe platform or any distributed platform, it doesn't matter. So everything is very fast adapting to the customer's needs or to changes in the IT landscape. So myself right now, I'm working as a developer in one of the mainframe companies, which is called Rocket Software, where as my daily job is to develop a software for the family of the progress of Megamon, which we use to monitor particular pieces of the mainframe part, the application servers, transaction servers, database services, and such. Yeah, so this is a very, in a nutshell, introduction of myself.
Oh yeah. So as we already touched again that again it's IT, so it's a fast changing world and stuff like that. But I I believe, I know maybe it's not true, but I believe that again in these technologies which not that widely known for the users, and it's hard to, I guess, find people which already have experience. So I guess you usually even looking for employees which doesn't have any knowledge about this. So what challenges you may be facing when you're just looking for new employees? Like is it maybe, I don't know, something specific which you're trying to add mention to attract them?
Mm. Well, yeah, well, and again, this is not only the problem nowadays in the mainframe environment itself, but it's hard to get the talents recruited into whatever company it is. Because nowadays, because myself, besides as my daily job of being a developer, and also I'm a lecturer. I'm giving the lectures at the Vilnius University, where I do teach students IT subjects, and in particular about the mainframe technologies in general.
Mhm.
So So I see the kind of trend in university and just looking in our Lithuanian landscape when the new fresh students or just all the students or high school graduates when they wanted to join the labor market, IT labor market, they always hear the buzzwords around them, fintech, blockchain, stuff like that. And this is what they're thinking that, oh, this is nice. So this is very fun and sexy words. I saw on the news that Lithuanian unicorn companies or the different unicorn companies doing this and that all around those technologies. I want to join there. I want to be a part of the team about it, the group about, and a part of the community or AI, machine learning. So this is kind of those things which is right now on the edge of the popularity, and you see that the students or young kids are more willing to learn about those new buzzing technologies and not that keen to learn a bit older technologies or older way of doing things, because when the new technologies are good, they are emerging, evolving, and it's natural, and it's always will be the case. But you have the businesses that build their business logic and business processes around some certain stack, and that stack still should be supported. And it's sometimes that stack it's not that sexy and attractive, and it's complicated at some points, even cumbersome to support or do some things around that. And usually, especially now, they see that the younger generation, I won't consider myself an old generation yet, but I see that people don't really want to get hands dirty and spend lots of time on doing some things which they don't find to be very appealing, and they rather will see that do go and work on something, the blockchain technology, machine learning, rather than doing some other stuff on the IT sector. And mainframe area, it's the same. Especially maybe it's maybe a bit more complicated because nobody heard about mainframe. What is that? Because this is a server architecture technology that's been used and widely used by the big enterprise companies that need some processing, transactional processing, and very high volumes. And this is where the mainframe really is good about it, about securing your data and giving the access to the data and very high amounts of a connection and stuff like that. And those companies is usually the banking sector, financial sector, or governmental institutions. So companies that already build their businesses have been on the market a long time, let's say, for ages. And they have some certain rules how they process things, how they develop things. The mainframe is the backbone, usually the backbone of those enterprise, especially Fortune 500 companies. So there's a backbone where all the customer data, the core business data is residing. And when you say that for when you meet some new blood and you try to recruit them and attract them to join the mainframe company, first understandable question was the mainframe? Why I haven't heard about it? Yeah, so this is probably that we need to sometimes the employees that are seeking the new joiners to the company to overcome the burden, explain and showcase the mainframe and the benefits of it for the new generation. But as I say for my students, so mainframe is just another server. It's nothing else, just another server platform. This is it. And if you want, on the modern mainframe, you can do exactly the same things as you would do everywhere else. You can use a Python, you can use a Java, you can use your Visual Studio Code to connect, and that your experience on the mainframe nowadays is like a seamless, and it's the same as you will get on distributed platform. In the same way as you work on, like I said, the Linux environment, you can work on the mainframe. For instance, I know that a couple of my colleagues that joined our company and didn't have mainframe exposure, but they had exposure in the Linux side, on distributed side, and they now just do things on the mainframe in the same way as they would do on the Linux side, connecting through the shell and doing the shell scripting and do everything else that the thing people usually do. The mainframers do in 30-70 interface. They will do that from the Unix shell because for them it's more convenient. This is the way they've been doing things for a long time, and they can do the same way and they have the same experience on the mainframe. So nowadays there is, in terms of experience, how you do things on the mainframe, it doesn't have big of a difference. There is some things that you need to be aware of. There is some nuances that, as everywhere else, you need to know about it, but there is less and less of that, and the experience of it, it's probably the same as everywhere else.
Yeah, I think you already mentioned, the motivation or benefits that, again, it's maybe the in general world mainframe maybe doesn't this widely known, but at the same time you will be able to use your even skills which you gather if you're using the Python or Linux, even in this technology and in this environment, the same as you would use in any other company with cloud system and stuff like that. And I try to now Google is a mainframe and then a space. So it's again that not the words which usually you would like to see outdated or is have huge legacy system, is still in demand. And that's where my next question, again, when you're Googling this, and I guess if someone looking for this, want to join, looking to this, they already maybe have a question, okay, so I will have a space for experiments? Will I be able to work maybe in this, only with the legacy system? It's not true, is that right? It's only a smart part, which can be in your daily work, but at the same time, as you already mentioned, there's even new things which people who join will be able to just experience. Is that right?
No, yeah, exactly. So you can do nice and fun things on the mainframe with using the new modern tools, but it also depends on the company that you're joining. Let's say if you are joining the company, let's say that they're working in the financial industry, let's say this is a bank, they have usually very strict regulations around everything. Basically, you cannot install anything on your work laptop, or if you want to do that, you need to go around a pile of approvals to do so.
Bureaucracy of
And if that someone gonna heard that, oh, you wanna try the open source stuff or install open source software on your computer, or it's a big no, it's a red flag, and it's just like gonna slap you on the face. Someone, especially that the IT security guy gonna come you and slap you definitely. So this is the usual for the big companies, and especially that they're working in the financial industries, because they have the regulation not only imposed by the bank, but also imposed by some governmental authorities like National Central Bank, European Central Bank, FSA, and so on and so forth. So in those environments, there could be some difficulties in adapting and doing some new things, and that also true not only about the mainframe landscape over there, but probably on the distributor side as well. But nowadays, if you're joining a software company, software development company, yes, your hands are tight, and you can do basically whatever you want. The limit is only your imagination.
And I have my own answer because I guess it's even personal opinion. But what do you think is like most beneficial or most motivated for you, when you're working with the mainframe technology? What's motivating
Well,
you the most?
for me, it's probably that you can break things, you can develop new things, you can break things, and not be afraid of doing something wrong and bad because this is a developing environment and this is what is being used for. And also because the IT landscape is changing, and we need to keep up with the market, with the
Mm.
industry, and we always need to improve ourselves and on or develop or adopt new things in the way we are doing things and in what we are developing. So this is always a big challenge and also a fun experience when you need to get your hands dirty in totally new field. So this is usually fun thing to do.
I think my answer actually is similar because it's the variety of different things which you can do inside of it. Because again, even you mentioned, you can find an old programming language, you can use Linux, you can, even have servers with the new programming languages, and it's just for me when I worked with the mainframe, it was just the different things which you can do from, simple queries, scripting things, programming actually front, back end, like there's a lot of things which you can explore. So if you, let's say, when I joined and I was like, okay, maybe it's not for me, I was able to find what I can do else, what benefit I can create for the company without even changing company, because there's so many things and they are so different, from one another. So you can definitely find something if you didn't like, the things which you kind of join. I know, again, not every company allows that, but as a technology inside of how many things there are, it can be. It was for me
Mm.
like that's crazy and nice.
Well, it's always like much of routine work. There is no your different day brings you different challenges, different things that you need to think of, and this is actually big motivation because the work is not boring because you can always uh, get no you always can be challenged by different things the different things that you need to different burdens that you can should to overcome different technological challenges that you need to overcome so this is a great experience, and also in our case, in my case, the people that are
Oh
working
yeah.
are just great. They're amazing, and generally, I would say that it's something maybe even more specific in mainframe environment than anywhere else. Because like when you come to like conferences that are designed for the mainframe users, you feel like being a part of the family. It's like the community is a niche community where everyone seems to be like each other. So they are just happy to see you and happy to chat with you. And in general, the vibe is it's
Mm.
amazing. And probably in the mainframe and the rest of the mainframe companies, the vibe of the people also the same. I have never experienced that anywhere else, but and then also when I had a chance to speak with the other people that are working in that area from different countries, so from Sweden, Denmark, and Netherlands, or now from US. They all always underline the thing that the fill of the community. So very big and very huge presence in the mainframe environment.
Mm.
So exactly when you come to the conference or come to the meeting room, you'll see that you can say that this is mainframe is because the way they act, how friendly they are, and how they always want and they're always eager to help you with anything that you have.
I think again, it's is it maybe you will correct me, but isn't this again the challenge and benefit at the same time? It's challenge because when it's not popular, I guess it's way harder to look for the example somewhere in the cloud, and just Google how to do something specific, which is specific to the mainframe, and then at the same time, it's a benefit because as you already mentioned, the community is so tight and so friendly that you can just not use Google but use the connections, the people connections. That's right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you're right to pointing out that sometimes you cannot Google things if you're having a problem with your application, and it's not that easy to find something like on a Stack Overflow or
Yeah.
on a GitHub or whatever. It's a bit different than a niche area, and that's sometimes because of the problem. But so nowadays with the modern mainframe, you can modernize your IT infrastructure, mainframe IT infrastructure without any, let's say, modernizing without the disruption. So you can have tools and all the toolings and do things, as I said before, the same way as you would do on the distributed platform. And when you come across with the problems, they usually you see that though the same errors or the same messages that you can easily more easily to Google or find out the answers because it also comes from the distributed side. So nowadays it's getting more and more easier to troubleshoot. So yeah, so it's still maybe sometimes challenging, but it's getting way better, and then definitely gonna get better in a few years' time as well.
Cool. And then you already mentioned that you even lecture in the university and stuff like that. But like, do you have any recommendation or maybe it's just suggestion or anything like if the person is kind of interesting in let's say even I want to say in not that popular technology, but let's say about mainframe. So if he interested in this, what you can recommend to him, like do just look for information into internet or maybe reach out to people via somewhere or go to meetups. Like if the person just want to learn about mainframe without joining the company, what you would recommend for those kind of?
Oh, definitely. There is some good YouTube resources that they can use. They also, you can, if you want to get the hands-on experience on the mainframe, there is IBM that Explore system that you can get an access and have some training on that system. You can see how the things are done on the mainframe. And all that experience will be very good. And I think that I usually I encourage my students to go and have a look into that system, how the things have been done there, and what kind of what kind of exercises you can go through. Then yeah, but there is a lots of materials that you can now Google on YouTube. There is meetups, online meetups that you can use it as well. So yeah, and also on LinkedIn. If you don't be afraid to ping someone on LinkedIn when you see that the title of the mainframe developer or someone like that, if you are curious to know a bit more about it. So I guess that person is going to point you out to some resources or maybe have a chat with you. And also, I know that there is Discord channel of the mainframe community, maybe a couple of those even. So yeah, so there is the way to get more information about it. And if you are a student in the Vilnius University, and if you are want to, you also can join my lectures at the Vilnius University.
Cool. And again, if you have questions and you listen to this podcast, I guess it's a great time to leave a comment, and myself or even Germanas will read the comment and we'll try to reply with our answers. So that's one of the options to learn something new about mainframe. And as we're already getting to this end of our chat, maybe have anything else to highlight about mainframe or anything for the people who listening to this podcast about the mainframe.
Well, as I was saying, I will probably say the same thing that I'm saying to my students or anyone else that asking what the hell is the mainframe. It's just another server platform. Yes, it's a bit sometimes it's a bit different. They need some certain things, but nowadays the modern mainframe is you can have the same experience that you have on other platforms, and uh, your skills that you have or you gain through your years of experience on the distributed platform could be easily applied to the mainframe platform as well. Uh, uh, Nevertheless, as always, when you go into the new area, you need to have some learning experience in that. But generally, whatever you have experience in, like Java, Python, etc., that could be easily applied to the mainframe as well.
Oh yeah, and I think I would highlight one more thing. If you like Googling and you scare those words like is mainframe dead? I think when I worked in mainframe technology like 10 years ago, it was already mentioned 20 years ago that mainframe will be dead in 10 years. So it's still living, it's still popular, and yeah, like don't if you're googling don't see this as a black and white just words. I think when you're talking with the people who works in that technology, if it's mainframe, it's another technology, it's not that popular, then you can get actually the reality, which can be true.
Yeah, well, and the myth about that technology. So it's like with the languages. So the language is being considered dead because no one is speaking that language, and there's lots of businesses that are still using the mainframes, are still gonna be using the mainframe. And the mainframe is not only the old traditional mainframe that we think of or we Google it, which have a ZOS software been run on it, but it's a architecture. So it could be a Z Linux running over there on that platform, and that is now it's been gaining a lot of popularity and a lot of new customers buying those platforms for their needs because they see the benefit on in general of the mainframe hardware and what the things can bring to the company. So I don't see it died out as soon because they when I joined, as I was mentioned, when I joined, they were saying, they're gonna mainframe's gonna die. But before joining 2010, the same there were talks in 1990s, 1980s, and they keep going till now. Now as well today, those talks are still around. It's gonna die. It's gonna die, but it's not gonna die definitely because there are lots of businesses are still relies on that, and lots of businesses are using that. So that's why you have a very long and a bright future.
And actually, I thought about one more benefit to join these, technologies. And maybe it's only me specifically. Maybe we can talk about me specific. Like if you would join, and it's kind of nice if you're looking in the long term, because it's definitely technology. This technology will be used in those huge companies, corporation, banks. So it will be like for a long time. And I guess it's kind of good looking into long-term perspective. You will learn and you will be a really expert in this. Your skills, even if you will leave one company, will be really on high demand because that's what when I even worked, the people who wanted to go on the, already on the pension, it's so hard to get away from the companies because when you know the specific things, the companies just grab you because you are such a valuable member with the valuable information. So that's again one of the possible solutions how to keep this flow of income through many years, I guess.
Well, yeah. So this is definitely the case. Well, in case of Lithuania, so story is maybe it's a bit different because we don't have that much for the companies working with the mainframe, and that's why the demand of the skills is not that high as anywhere else in Europe. Let's in Germany, Netherlands, Scandinavia has a huge demand of the mainframe skills, and the new joiners or the guys who are going through the university lectures on the mainframe somewhere around the Belgium, Netherlands, they will be recruited right away and just another day after they completed their the course, or even at the same time when they're gonna be going through that course, because the skills mainframe skills are at very high demand around the world, and this is definitely one of the also the benefits. I don't like saying that, but it's true that if you're considering a job security, so mainframe is a very secure place for your career perspective, because your skills will be highly demanded, and you will have a definitely bright future. But not only from job security perspective, but I said technology, and from technological perspective, it's also a very great place to be.
That's great. I think that's a really nice, topic to end our podcast. But for now, thank you, Germanas. It was really nice to talk to you about this technology.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. So yeah, if you have any questions, please do reach out to me, and I will be more than happy to help. Yeah, thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thanks for having me. Thanks,